Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's market update. Let's start with a quick macro overview. U.S. equities are higher in pre-market, with the S&P up around 0.8%, the Dow gaining about 0.8%, and the Nasdaq higher by roughly 0.7%. Yesterday, markets traded mixed, with the Dow slightly higher, while the S&P and Nasdaq moved lower, reflecting continued rotation into energy and defensive sectors. The main driver remains elevated oil prices, keeping inflation concerns in focus and continuing to pressure growth and tech stocks. Yesterday's macro was light, with Dallas Fed manufacturing and Powell's remarks. No major surprises. Today we're watching Chicago PMI, consumer confidence, and JOLTS job openings, key data points for economic strength and labor market conditions. Next, let's take a look at sector performance. We're seeing a weaker and more defensive setup across the board, with most sectors trending lower. Technology, financials, and consumer discretionary are under the most pressure, while industrials and communication services are also moving lower. Energy continues to stand out as the strongest sector, holding up well and showing relative strength compared to the rest of the market. On the earnings side, yesterday was relatively quiet, with no major bellwether reports moving the broader market. Today, we do have a few notable names reporting. Nike is one of the key reports coming after the close. The stock is slightly lower, down around minus 0.3% over the past 5 days, so we're not seeing strong positioning into the report. Another name to watch is McCormick, reporting before the open. The stock is up around plus 6.4% over the past 5 days, which suggests some positive positioning going into earnings. TD SYNNEX is up around minus 17% ahead of earnings, and we did see an 8K filing on March 27th, which could be driving some positioning into the report. Now let's move on to the movers. Today I'm focusing on most up, filtered for liquid US names to see where we're getting the strongest upside moves. We can see ARTL leading, up over plus 30%. Let's take a look at the news panel to understand the driver behind this move. The latest update is a new 8K filing, which often brings fresh information to the market and can trigger increased volatility. So, this move appears to be news-driven, with traders reacting to the latest corporate update. Another strong mover is SNSE, up around plus 9.5%. Let's check the news panel here as well. The company reported its 2025 financial results, along with a corporate update including a new acquisition and a $200 million private placement. So this suggests the move is driven by positive developments, including funding and progress in clinical trials. Now, let's also take a look at the downside movers. We can see PHR leading to the downside. PHR is down over minus 27%. And using the AI Analyst panel, we can see strong results, but weaker forward expectations, which likely explains the move. So this is exactly the type of situation where it's not just about the headline numbers, but understanding the full context behind the move. And this is where I usually use the AI Analyst tool. Let me show you how it works. When I open the AI Analyst panel, I can see all automatically generated documents for the company. This includes earnings transcripts, regulatory filings like 8K, 10Q, and 10K, as well as summarized versions of each document. For example, when a new 8K is released, it appears here together with a structured summary, so I don't have to go through the full filing manually. Each document is broken down into key sections like financial metrics, growth, management commentary, and also risks and challenges. The layout is very clean and easy to navigate, so I can quickly switch between documents and focus on what matters. There are 3 main sections here. First, earnings calls, where I can review summaries, historical comparisons, and how the company's performance is evolving over time. Second, company filings, including 10Q, 10K, and 8K, where I can quickly access both full documents and summaries. And third, the investor report, which gives a full overview of the business, including growth drivers, key risks, and overall positioning. One of the most useful parts is the earnings call analysis. Here I can see guidance, key drivers, and forward-looking expectations from management. It also highlights risks, strategic initiatives, and compares the company with competitors, which gives much better context for decision-making. So instead of going through hundreds of pages, I can quickly get all the key insights in one place and understand what's really driving the move. That's it for today's market update. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe or sign up to our research, and don't forget to do your own research.